Recording. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Cristina Campbell. And, I'm so glad that you're here with me. It looks like we got a nice group this week. I'm glad you're here. So glad. I think you'll really enjoy this. We're going to talk about the Feelings Kit, Enhance Your Emotions with Therapeutic Grade Essential Oils. And let's just get started because we have a lot to cover. So there is a connection between these aromatic molecules, what we smell, and our emotions. And even if they're not aromatic molecules, there are things that connect us to our childhood, to good times, to bad times, because it triggers something in the brain. The Journal of Medical Science has now proven that smell produces thought. So I want you to learn about the specific, exquisite essential oil blends that can communicate with your brain for the purpose of healing your emotions, relieving or releasing negative thought patterns, and helping you live a more victorious life. Here's a little bit of life energy research. I've done a lot of study in the area of quantum physics and energy and universal life, vibratory essence of life. Quantum physicists have confirmed the reality of the basic vibratory essence of life. This was written by Dr. C. Normal Sheely, who was an MD and a PhD. He said, life energy is not static, it is kinetic. In other words, it moves, it's alive, it vibrates. The Tai Chi masters and the acupuncturists have known this for untold generations. They often spoke of the chi in plants, that's the energy. And they selected herbs and foods for their patients on the basis of the electro energy that they contained. I like to talk about energy, and in a couple of my classes I do. Another one is Seventh Heaven, and I talk about the frequencies of oils. We are going to talk a little bit about frequency tonight. It's defined as a measurable rate of electrical energy flow that is constant between any 2 points. Everything has an electrical frequency, even rocks, even the desk that I'm sitting at. This is matter, and matter is energy. So what an incredible discovery it was for me that essential oils contain frequencies that are several times greater than the frequencies of herbs and other foods. The human body has a frequency. And a healthy body from the head to the foot typically has a frequency ranging from about 62 to 78 megahertz. While disease, on the other hand, let's see, I just lost, there we go. While disease, on the other hand, begins at 58 megahertz. So what I want to help you to visualize and understand is that a healthy body averaging 62 to 78 megahertz stays healthy unless it drops its energy and aligns with disease. So disease does not cause it to lose its vibrational frequency. We allow it to lose its vibrational frequency. So all of our organs in our body can actually be measured, and they're measured a little bit differently. You can see here that the thyroid and the parathyroid glands run about 62 to 68 megahertz. The thymus gland, which is at the notch in the neck there, is about 65 to 68 megahertz. The heart is 67 to 70. The lungs are 58 to 65. The liver, and this is for a healthy body, okay? The liver is 55 to 60. The pancreas is 60 to 80. The stomach is 58 to 65, and it depends on the person. The ascending colon is 58 to 60, and the descending colon is 58 to 63. This is just averages, but we all have a vibrational frequency. And in other classes, I talk about the frequency of illness. For example, cancer runs at about 48. So if we keep our body's frequency high, we will not align with cancer so that it would take over our body. Measuring in megahertz. Measuring in megahertz, we found that processed canned food, that's canned green beans in the grocery store, okay, had a 0 megahertz. Now that does not mean that it doesn't have some nutritional value, but it has no life energy in it. It's kind of dead food. When you pick the green beans off the plant, they were full of energy. But when it dies, we just turn it, it begins to decay. It begins to lose its vitality. Fresh produce, on the other hand, has up to 15 megahertz of life-giving energy, and dry herbs from 12 to 22 megahertz. Fresh herbs from 20 to 27 megahertz, and essential oils start at 46 megahertz, and they've actually, I've read now, so it says they go as high as 522 megahertz, which is the frequency of blue cypress. Rose oil is 320 megahertz. But now we have found that the spruces, like Idaho blue spruce and Idaho grand fir, they are up in the 700 megahertz range. So we're finding that these, especially I think the black spruce up in Fort Nelson in British Columbia, where they actually get the aurora borealis's energy in the wintertime. And those numbers are 700 plus. So those oils are really going to be powerful as far as raising our frequency and helping us stave off illness, to keep us healthy. So let's go back to the importance of smell. All emotions are stored in the limbic region of the brain. That's that frontal cortex. When we breathe through the olfactory system, it travels up the nostrils into the amygdala portion of the brain. I hope you can see that on this slide. So here's the word, my cursor should be on amygdala, and it's right there in the center of the brain. It goes into the amygdala portion of the brain, creating emotional responses. So you can see that aromatic molecule of oil going up, getting picked up by the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb, it's about the size of a postage stamp, and it has little villia hair-like tentacles that come down from that olfactory bulb, and it picks up those molecules and then brings it in to the brain. By breathing essential oils on a daily basis, we can release long-standing negative emotions from the limbic region of the brain. This is good news. There are other things that contribute to positive emotions or positive emotional triggers. Exercise is one of them. Exercise helps to lower cholesterol and to strengthen the cardiovascular system. And in addition, exercise stimulates the release of hormones and neurotransmitters that make people really feel good. Endorphins, runner's high, you've heard of that. Not to mention, it strengthens our body, both our upper and lower body, depending on the types of exercises we're doing. Another positive emotional trigger is meditation. Meditation is a way of connecting with that place inside that is happy and joyous and free. And I call it your area of bliss. And it's very important that you learn to go inside and connect with that place for 15 to 20 minutes a day. 15 to 20 minutes a day. And then essential oils are a natural health substance that are taken from plants, and they have a complex chemical structure and are extremely powerful in promoting physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So these are some of the positive emotional triggers that we can use every day to be healthier. So let's zone in on emotions and essential oils in particular. Smell produces thought, and 80% of physical problems can be directly related to our emotional health. What we think is what we create in our bodies. Negative emotions compromise our immune system. Stress will increase cortisol levels in the body, and raised cortisol results in the fight or flight response. And that fight or flight is like having your foot on the gas pedal and the brake at the same time. And eventually you're going to wear that engine out. So we need to lower those stress levels. We need to be positive. Think positive, healthy thoughts. And that's what smell can produce. So we're going to talk about the feelings collection. This is Young Living's feelings collection. And we're going to talk specifically about 6 oils. And then I'm going to put a couple of bonus oils at the end of this presentation tonight. 2 additional favorites of mine. We're going to talk about Valor, about harmony, about forgiveness, about inner child, present time, and release. All right, so first of all, we have Valor. The ingredients in Valor is rosewood. I think they changed that now to camphor, blue tansy, frankincense, and spruce. It has an approximate frequency of 47 megahertz. Let me tell you what Valor can do for you. Valor actually balances the electrical energies in the body, and it supports the entire musculoskeletal system. It helps us to align the spine and aid the body in self-correction. So there's a couple of ways that you can use it. One way is to apply 3 to 6 drops on the bottom of each foot in the morning before you go to work. Another way is get a roller ball. In fact, they have the Valor 10 milligram roller balls, and have somebody, your significant other, your spouse, whatever, roll that along your spine, on each side of your spine, before you go to bed at night. What that's going to do is, as you turn in bed, it's going to help your spine to self-adjust. It's amazing how great this stuff works. Another thing that we do is we use it in the happy protocol, and we're going to cover the happy protocol at the end of this teaching tonight, but you're going to put 1 or 2 drops of Valor on the wrist, and then you're going to rub your wrists together and you're going to hold them for 15 seconds. And that helps balance those electrical energies. It also helps to ward off negative energy that's caused by electromagnetic frequencies. These are radio frequencies, EMF, you've heard them. They can be really debilitating. It can cause ADD, ADHD, because we're just bombarded with electronic devices all the time. And that's why they say, don't have your phone plugged in the bedroom. Don't have any blue light emanating in the bedroom at night. Don't have your iPad or anything else going in your bedroom. Make sure that that stuff is in another room. And we do make sure that's the case here in our home. Breathing Valor helps instill courage, confidence, and self-esteem. And I will tell you that there's not a diamond, crown diamond, or royal crown diamond that when they have to get up to speak in front of large groups that they don't use a lot of Valor. I've even heard people say, I used practically a whole bottle before I went out on stage, but it will give you courage and self-confidence and raise your self-esteem. It's amazing. And I've even used these on, I've used Valor on shy pets, you know, like dogs or whatever. So it's a great oil. The next oil I want to talk about tonight is Harmony. And there is some really great information that I want to share with you tonight about a new oil that's going to be launched because of what we're going through. But Harmony has two of those great oils in it, geranium and lemon, and it also has spruce. So these are really powerful oils to help with what's going on right now. Okay, do you get my drift? Here's some other oils in there. There's lavender and sandalwood, frankincense and orange, Angelica and hyssop, Spanish sage and jasmine, Roman chamomile, bergamot, ylang-ylang, palmarosa, rose, and that's spruce. It has an approximate megahertz of 101. So this is a nice vibratory oil. The way that we use and apply this is I put it over my solar plexus, and that is just below the sternum, just below the breastbone, above the navel, right in that area between the breastbone and the navel. Harmony promotes physical and emotional healing. It is a wonderful oil. You can rub it over the heart. It opens the heart. But I choose to use another oil that I'm going to share with you at the end of this to do over my heart. And I do Harmony over my solar plexus. Breathing Harmony will combat feelings of discord. So if you have feelings of discord toward anyone, or you've got a relationship with somebody, maybe a you know, son-in-law, or you know, somebody that you really would like to get along with, but you just don't, breathe in Harmony and ask to let that go. Let it go. It reduces stress because of all those wonderful oils in it, and it's uplifting and elevating and helps to create a positive attitude. Wearing Harmony as a perfume will affect others around us positively. So it's a great oil blend. The next oil I want to talk about is forgiveness. Look at all the oils in forgiveness. It has rose and melissa and helichrysum and Angelica, frankincense and sandalwood, lavender, geranium, lemon, jasmine, Roman chamomile, bergamot, ylang-ylang, and palmarosa. It has a frequency of approximately 192 megahertz. Forgiveness is giving up the possibility of a better past. In other words, letting it go, it was what it was, and letting that heal. So there's a lot of power in forgiveness, but a lot of times we are at a place in our lives where we are unable to forgive someone. We may have even tried to forgive. Remember, the disciples asked Christ, how many times should we forgive? And I think his answer was 70 times 7. In other words, we need to forgive all that's happened against us or even ourselves if we know that we've harmed or done some wrong to someone else. A great place to put this oil is around the navel and breathe deeply, especially the navel if you have trouble with possibly your mother. This promotes physical and emotional healing. It combats feelings of discord and reduces stress. And it may heal those feelings of hurt. It may release harmful memories and emotions. I think this is a good time to do this in prayer and meditation. Asking God to help you release as you're bringing in and breathing in that oil. It's very uplifting and it creates a positive attitude. It may heal feelings of abandonment. So if you're holding a grudge because maybe you were left on a doorstep, you need to use frankincense. I think there are nerve endings around the navel, and when we were connected to our mother's womb, we may have gotten feelings of abandonment if we didn't have a good bonding. And you might want to look up Matthew 18:22. The next oil that we're going to talk about tonight is Inner Child. Inner Child is a blend of orange and tangerine, jasmine and ylang-ylang, sandalwood and spruce, lemongrass and neroli. And for those of you who don't know what neroli is, you may have heard it called bitter orange. Neroli is the orange blossom. So it doesn't smell like the orange. It smells very, very different. In fact, we sell neroli as a single oil as well. So it's the petals of the flower of the rose. It's the rose blossom as opposed to orange oil. I said rose, excuse me. The orange petal, as opposed to the orange oil, which is taken from the citrus fruit. I don't know why I was saying orange, rose, sorry. It has an approximate frequency of 98 megahertz. So let's talk about how to use Inner Child. Inner Child helps us to reconnect with our authentic selves, who we are. You know, Gary said something once. He said, if you learn nothing else in this world while you're here, learn to know yourself, who you really are, and accept who you really are. And the use of Inner Child will help that. 1 or 2 drops of this oil, breathing it in deeply, just sit with it. It's a fun oil, actually, because it really does tap into that inner child. You can apply it to the navel or to the chest, to the temples, or under the nose. When children have been abused or misused, they become disconnected from their inner child or their identity, which causes confusion in later life. Inner child is the first step to finding emotional balance. It's the first step to finding emotional balance. We go through life trying to live up to the expectations of others. We are not just someone else's wife or someone else's mom or someone else's sister. We are an authentic self, a thumbprint different from any other thumbprint, a snowflake different from any other snowflake. I wish teenagers would understand this a little bit better. You know, they tend to want to be like their peers, dress like their peers, listen to the same music that their peers listen to. But finding who we truly are and marching to our own the beat of our own drum, gives us the ability to fulfill the mission that we are called here to do. I believe that. So inner child, a very, very important oil. The next oil is called present time. It too has neroli in it, ylang-ylang and spruce, and it's in a carrier oil of sweet almond oil. You're going to see a common thread that most of these emotional oils have similar single oils in there. You're going to see neroli and ylang-ylang and spruce constantly because these are so uplifting. Present time helps us to focus on the here and now, on this moment, not what happened yesterday or not what's going to happen tomorrow or later on today. It has an approximate frequency of 98 megahertz. The uses and application of present time. This helps to create a positive attitude about the future and new possibilities. But we want to evoke a feeling of being in the moment and loving the life in the moment, every ounce of it right now. And you know, when you do that, it's so difficult not to be grateful for the air that you breathe. You know, the fact that you have eyesight, the fact that you can stand on your own 2 feet. Rub this over the sternum. So that's the breastbone and the thymus right there at the notch in the neck. That's a really good place to put present time. However, I'm a big believer in putting present time on the ears. This is called auricular points. You can rub it on the neck, rub it on the forehead, or just rub the ears. If you're treating someone else, if you're loving on somebody else who's having a really hard day and they keep thinking about, you know, maybe that they've been wronged or, you know, why is this day turned out to be so bad because of an experience or an episode that happened, get them to sit down on the floor, maybe sit behind them on the sofa and just rub their ears with this oil. I've done that in times of severe stress with my own children, and it has worked wonders. Breathe this deeply, and if you do it daily, it will help you to get centered. One can only move forward when they're in present time. Wear this one as a perfume, and then you'll have it around and about you all day long. This is a great oil for perfume. The next oil is Release. Release has ylang-ylang, lavender, geranium, sandalwood, and blue tansy. Its frequency is approximately 102 megahertz. The uses and application of this wonderful oil blend, and this is one of my favorites, it helps to release memory trauma from the cells. If you have anger issues, anger is stored in the cells of the liver. So we rub Release over the liver and on the liver, Vitaflex points on the bottom of the feet. Breathe this one in deeply to stimulate a sense of being free and unburdened. Did you see that dove being released? That's the feeling that we want to experience. This brings about a sense of peace and emotional well-being. And I have also used it in conjunction with colon hydrotherapy because it helps to release, if you follow what I'm saying. It was a godsend for me at the clinic in Springville, Utah in 2003. It had helped me immensely. Now that clinic no longer exists. It was a Young Living clinic. Our Young Living clinic is now a spa down in Ecuador, but they do colon hydrotherapy, and you can get colon hydrotherapy treatments practically in every city in our nation. So if you want to know more about that, we should have a chat. Okay, so that is the Feelings collection, and those are the 6 oils that I wanted to cover. However, we're not finished yet. I did want to explain how you can get this at wholesale. You can receive these 6 oils and order a Young Living diffuser. This is the lantern diffuser that I have. This is one of our most versatile diffusers. It's metal and glass design is beautiful. We have white ones and we have black ones. It has 11 light settings and it's a candle flicker mode. It has a candle flicker mode. It's really kind of cool. Same as the Desert Mist. It runs 5 to 8 hours, 10 hours on intermittent setting. So if you're a new person, and did I lose you guys? I don't see you anymore. Oh no, you're there. I just don't see. Okay. Okay, so if you're a new person and you want wholesale pricing and you want a feelings kit and you would like a diffuser, this is the diffuser that I recommend. You just sign up as a customer at youngliving.com, create an account, order the feelings kit, order a lantern diffuser. You will get 24% discount on all future Young Living products for an entire year. If you put this on subscribe, you're going to get even more if you subscribe to this. Now you can take it off. You don't have to have it every month. You're not going to go through a feelings kit a month. But this will give you wholesale pricing if you don't already have wholesale pricing. Actually, I think the feelings kit by itself will give you wholesale pricing. But what's a feelings kit if you don't have a diffuser? That's the way I looked at it. So I put those two together for you. Here are a couple of other oils that I wanted to talk about that are outside of the feelings kit. This one is Joy. It has rose, bergamot, mandarin, ylang-ylang, and lemon. It has an approximate frequency of 188 megahertz. Joy was one of the first oils that I ever got. It was in my first Essential 7 kit. And I fell in love with it. It actually enhances the frequency of self-love. Breathe this deeply to stimulate a sense of being free and unburdened. And this is our #1 oil that I recommend for people who are depressed. It can help alleviate depression. It can inspire romance. It has that magnetic frequency that will bring romance into your life. And it brings joy to the heart. So where do we put it? We put it over the heart. That's why I like to put harmony on my solar plexus, Valor on my wrists, joy over my heart, harmony on my solar plexus. The next oil we're going to talk about is White Angelica. White Angelica is a blend of rose, melissa, sandalwood, ylang-ylang, geranium, spruce, myrrh, hyssop, bergamot, and rosewood. It has an approximate frequency of 89 megahertz. This is an incredible oil. Whenever I put this on, I actually envision an angel putting her hands on my shoulders and protecting me with their wings. It protects us from negative outside interferences. So if you have to work in an area that is negative, make sure that you wear White Angelica. Now, how do you use it? You put 1 drop on each shoulder and then brush your entire body from head to toe. We call it that auric field, the auric field. This gives us spiritual protection. It neutralizes negative energy. Whenever I work on anyone in my room upstairs, whether it's a raindrop or I'm doing a foot bath with them or the beamer, I put white Angelica on because I need to protect myself from negative energies. And it gives me better insight and a more intuitive depth. It creates a feeling of wholeness, and it's calming and soothing. So would you like a great recipe? This is actually Gary Young's mood enhancing protocol, but Vicky Opfer really got it, spread all over the world. And basically it is what I've been teaching you tonight. A single drop of Valor on the wrists and hold the wrists together. That's where you start. If you do this every morning before you go to work, you will have a phenomenal day. Take one single drop of Harmony and rub it over the solar plexus above the belly button. Take one single drop of Joy and rub it over the heart. Now I have to dilute my Joy because I'm very sensitive to those oils. So I dilute it in a roller ball and I roll it over my heart and then I just rub it in. And then last but not least, the creme de la creme, the topping on the cake, the angel wings of the white Angelica. Take a single drop in one hand, rub your hands together, brush, first put it on your shoulders, and then start from the crown of your head, brush all over your head and sweep down the chest, down the body, as if you were applying an angelic shield all the way to your feet. Now, I actually put it through my hair. If I've had a shower in the morning, I will run white Angelica through my hair and kind of ending it. And this is a great mood enhancing protocol. If you know anyone at all who struggles with their emotions, get them on this mood enhancing protocol. It will change their life. So let me explain to you a little bit more about how you can get free product with Young Living, as well as save more. We have something now called Subscribe and Save. It used to be called our Essential Rewards. And you're still earning for every order that you put in, whether you've been in 1 to 3 months, 4 to 12 months, or 24 months, you're going to get 10, 20, and 25% in free product points on each shipment that you put on Subscribe to Save. You're also going to get free shipping if you order 100 PD or more. You're also going to get discounted pricing on exclusive packages that you can only get through Subscribe and Save. And you're never going to run out of products this way. I put together some things that I really, love. Here's a Volcano Blend and Glow Moisturizer. This is grapefruit, northern black spruce, and geranium. You can diffuse lime and orange. These are our plant-based cleaning products, our thieves cleaner, our dish soap, and our laundry soap. For hormone support, so many people have had amazing results with this. So I wanted to put this out here. It's Endoflex. And for the mermaid hair DIY, the lash serum DIY, you can use rosemary. And Animal Sense is great to heal any sores or scabs or rough places, cracked heels. This is a great product. I love Animal Sense. So just some, suggestions. Here are some helpful tools to assist you in learning more about these emotional oils. Our all new reference books. This is the pocket guide on the left, the Essential Oils Complete Home Reference First Edition. That's this huge book that I was telling you about last week, and it is big. You can see it. It is big. And then the other one on the right is just a small, quick reference. It's a little quick reference. If you are looking to run Young Living as a business, then you might want to look into Marketing Sense, because I wouldn't be without it. My mass emails go out through that. My newsletter goes out through that. It's just, it's a must have. And so you can check out marketingsense.com, but please do not sign up even for the $1 trial until you get someone's affiliate ID. And we have many people who have affiliate IDs, because after you get 3 people to use your affiliate ID, Marketing Sense tools are free to you, as long as you have 3 people using it. Okay, so I want to welcome you to the wonderful world of Young Living Essential Oils, where emotions should always run high. And I'm going to stop my recording. Thank you so much for